And you may ask Pradipji any questions, so we can. Yeah, Chandanji, you are the first person who will take, because you are the one who introduced me to the talk. First talk I heard. Thereafter, I think I've heard more than you. I feel, but I just kidding. Okay, okay, Chandan.
Yeah, yeah. So there cannot be any race in reaching to God. Yes, Pranam Pradipji.
Pranam.
Uh, yes, I was initiated through one of the participant who had attended your 3-day workshop sometime back. My cousin, he had attended, and then he shared the book with me, and then I took the mantra also, and I practiced it for 30 days. And after that, initially I had no idea talking to book and how it can be done and what is the answer. Is it just my perception, the answer I'm receiving, or I'm creating the answer, or I am imagining the answer, the after asking the question. And I'm still not very clear as to why is the conversation actually taking place, or what is the reply that I should receive. I am in that in between flux kind of a thing.
Okay. First thing you must understand is God doesn't give answer to intellectual questions. Number one. Number two, God doesn't talk about the future. God doesn't talk about the past. God is very clear. If you have pain, if you have suffering, just share that with me. Do not ask me why I have pain or why I have suffering. Do not try to seek any kind of explanations. Just give me your pain and suffering. Give me means share about it and leave it there. And then you see what shows up. Now, if this is what you are doing, you will notice that nowhere I said you can ask questions to God and receive answers, because that can only happen if it is the will of God that He wants to give you the answers. And for most of humanity, it will not be so, because God doesn't want to answer any of humans' questions. God just says, if you have pain, if you have suffering, speak. If you don't have, live your life. You don't need me. God is very clear. Come to me only if you have not been able to sort out your life in different areas. So you will not get answers.
Okay.
So we'll
And
take
one more question.
We'll
Yeah.
come back, Chandu. Chandan, a lot of questions. They will take everyone's short questions, short answers, and we'll
But
take.
This is
I'm
very
coming
important, very important question. Very
Okay,
important question. Please, please, please.
okay.
Okay. So, Pradipji, we as a group, we practice this particular meditation, which is taught to us by our Guruji. We call it Samadhi. And there are 4 conditions in this Samadhi that we, kind of, we are aware of these 4 conditions. First one is do not reject any thoughts. Number 2 is do not follow any thoughts. Number three is do not uh, hold on to a particular thought, and number 4 is do not create any new thoughts. Okay, do not reject, do not follow, do not hold, do not create. Okay, these 4 things, if you don't do, okay, then what remains is the state of samadhi. So, can you explain in terms of God? Would you term this? And this is also the Turiya Avastha, as against, like, beyond creation, maintenance, and destruction gunas of the universe. The 4th state, which is beyond all 3 physical states, is the Turiya Avastha, and this is supposed to take us, or rather, keep us in that state of Turiya. So please, can you throw some light on this?
So tell me one thing honestly, how successful you have been with these 4 instructions?
Yeah. So exactly. So we are not supposed to uh, kind of follow this four instruction in that sense, but we have received a mantra which is a mark that we are aware that we have got carried away by the thought, which is when we remember, we realize on our own that we got carried away by the thought in these four ways. Then we remember that mantra, and that mantra is just to bring us back to the moment. That's all.
Yeah, but
Okay.
but did it really free you? You can
Yeah,
become
it has
free in
helped
the
us.
moment. You can
Yeah,
become
yeah,
free in the
yeah,
moment. But are
yeah.
you
It has
really
helped
free
us.
from
It has helped us.
four things? Yeah, it has helped you. That also I understand. Because these are not the things that you can do through your practice. If it has helped you, and even if it has helped you to a great extent, it was only because of spirit doing it and not because of what you did. Because you have to understand the spiritual journey. I'm just sharing it very briefly. I talked about the energy bodies. The first energy body is known as the astral energy body. Now, this astral energy body, when it is activated, you come into a place of peace. Peace means you now do not want anything in life. And only when you want nothing from life, you can now be the observer of life. As long as you are wanting something from life, you are entangled with life. Observer means you have disentangled from life. You are not trying to fix life. So when you become the observer, you have peace, you have balance, you have equanimity, and anything else. You are in a state of no mind. Now, many people assume no mind to be consciousness. No mind is not consciousness, it is just another aspect of mind. Now, I go to the second energy body. This is known as the mental energy body. If the mental energy body gets activated, now you have entered into the realm of bliss. And what does this bliss mean? It means you have entered into such a state where you do not want to be with the world even as an observer. The world falls away. You actually get drawn into that beautiful place, and that beautiful place in our vocabulary is known as bliss. Getting drawn into that place is what is the thing we call as samadhi. Samadhi means the world now exists no more for you. You have gone beyond the world. But let me tell you one thing. Many people assume bliss to be consciousness, bliss to be something very high. It is not high. And it is not consciousness. It is again another aspect of the mind. Now, let me take near death experience. Near death experience, those who have had and those who were able to retell about that experience, they came back and said, we went into a place where there was no world. It was so beautiful. It was so soothing. It was so nice that we did not want to come back from that place. That is exactly what they experienced, which the gurus have experienced in Samadhi. It's the same place. That also is an aspect of the mind that they experienced, where the world was no more. And they did not want to come back into the body. And when they were being pushed back, they resisted. They said, I don't want to go back, because that is a place of pain and suffering. I don't want to go back into that body. So, whatever that near death experience is, that is samadhi. Whatever you think you have achieved after years of meditation, that also is samadhi, but neither of them is samadhi. You access that place when your second body is activated or when spirit creates the illusion of that activation. Now, the third activation, when it happens, now, okay, the first two activation actually now has freed you from the cycle of birth and death. You do not need to come back again into another lifetime. Why? Because now there is no samsara. In order for samsara to be, there has to be karma. But karma is gone with the second activation. And when it is gone, you do not take birth again. Now I come to the third one, because within your physical body, you can have 5 activations. So this third activation is actually the activation of your energy body. Now, when your energy body gets activated, you have entered into the realm of awareness, a awareness beyond your 5 senses. Now, that awareness can be to the extent that it takes you into the mind of the people. It could be it takes you beyond the wall in the room in which you are, and it can take you into the farthest reach of the universe, depending again upon how much your storyline is allowing you to go. If the fourth body gets activated, it is known as the electromagnetic energy body. If this body gets activated, now you have powers. And in that powers, you can now do miracles. You know the miracles Neem Karoli Baba did or some others did. We hear all those stories. It can only happen because their fourth body, which is their electromagnetic body, was activated. And when the fifth body gets activated, which is known as the spiritual body, now something very interesting happens. Up till the fourth body activation or up till the fifth body activation, you are being run by the spirit, which means first body activation, you have self realization. Second body activation, you have what we call as self-realization. Third body activation, you have self-realization. Fourth body activation, you have self-realization. Why? Because spirit is what your self is. Spirit is your higher self. Spirit is the self with capital S. And all these 4 realizations are not created because of what you do. It is not created by your guru. It is not created by your mantra. It is not created by your spiritual practices. It is not created because of all the holy places you have gone to. It is only created because it was already written in the storyline that at the age of such and such, say 40, 50, 60, whatever, you will achieve your first body, second body, third body, or whatever activation. And accordingly, these experiences show up. These are experiences of life, nothing to do with who you are.
Okay.
Now comes the final one. What is that fifth one, which is the most important? And that is what is known as soul realization. Why it is soul realization? Because up till now you were self-realized. Now you are being run by the soul directly. The spirit goes away. Soul takes over. And soul is now running you. You are one with the soul. And now you have this thing called I am soul realized. So it is possible to be self-realized. It is possible to be soul-realized within the realm of the human journey. But there is a third realization which is possible, which doesn't happen to anyone unless it is the will of God, which is known as God realization. And this God realization actually happened to these 2 individuals. So they are God realized, they are not self realized, they are not soul realized. And when you are God realized, that is when you say, I am God. Because when you say Aham Brahmasmi, basically why you are saying that? Because you have now covered or put in yourself the whole creation. What is the whole creation? Brahma. So your realization was so huge that the whole cosmos came into you and you declared, I am that. But God realization, when it happens, you actually say, I am God. When self-realization or soul realization happens, you say, I am Bhagwan. This is the difference between Paramatma and Bhagwan. This is the difference between God and King. I hope I have answered you briefly.
Well, it was not brief, but it was a very elaborate answer and would have gone
Appreciate
bouncer
it.
to many people also. But anyway, it takes time to assimilate all this. Just hear, contemplate, and we'll see about it more about tomorrow. Yes, Pratik, was short question, short answer.
Jai
Okay.
Gurudev, Pradipji, I have listened your talks, I have read your book. There are so many questions you had answered my, but I will have only one question for you. In one of your talk, you said, what does it mean, human without souls? Okay, I mean, does it mean zombies or sort of? Because you have mentioned that human without soul, so I'm just a bit confused. What exactly it is?
50% of the human population are non souled beings today. Now, you see, what is happening is souls are going to leave. Up till now, the humans were souled beings. We had a soul or we had a group soul. Now the souls are going. So, who is going to create the humans from now on? And these humans will be created by the king directly. And at one point of time, there will be hardly any souled beings left. Most of them will be non souled beings. They are not zombie, because by zombie, you are assuming whatever those film characters are, which comes from the Hollywood. No, you are not that. You are not a dead man walking. You are very much alive. You still have a spirit, but you don't have a soul. And currently, the non soul beings today are highly successful people. They are highly knowledgeable people. They are the best of the minds. They are the best of the inventors. They have super intelligence. They are the best of the creators. In order to be a very good creator, it is not law of attraction that will actually help you. You must become non-souled being, because soul will restrict you from creating. And they are the topmost businessmen, topmost politicians, uh, topmost authoritative figures, highly successful, highly knowledgeable. All these people, most of them are non soul beings. I'm not taking names.
All right. Yes, Veera, you have read the book, I guess. Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
Yes. Please ask. Yeah, you can unmute. You.
she is not unmuted.
Yeah, you have to unmute, Meera. You'll get a thing unmute. करके. Again, I'll ask you to unmute
Yeah, even
again.
I've asked you. See again. You just have to click unmute.
It will come on your screen. It's supposed to come. No, she cannot. I don't know. It's not coming to her. Yeah, Mamta, we will take you. We'll try again. Yeah, you can write it down,
Yeah.
Meera. Veera, you can write down on the chat. We'll take your question. Just write down on the chat. Yes, Mamta, you can unmute.
Yes.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
Happy to talk to you. I don't want to confuse you or me, or any. I can't confuse you, but I don't want to confuse anybody else with any more questions because, like you rightly said in the book, that there is no answer that our minds, can accept. We don't understand it. We are looking for logic, which we are not going to get. But I'm an ordinary human being, and I'm going to ask you. I have done it for more now, almost 3 months. I do the mantra, I do talk to the book. I feel something has changed, but like you rightly said, I don't know what it is, right? What do I do from now on? I mean, what is my next step? Like, do I continue to just do this? Because I feel in wanting to just do this, I'm just living life and the materialism is happening. I'm, I mean, just living a human life. So, what is the next step after having done what you've asked us to do for that period of time? Now, how do we take this forward?
It is said that if someone comes to you and asks, should I get married? The answer always is yes, definitely you should. What that means is the very fact that you are asking this question having talked with God, and still the question remains, that just is pointing to go back to what you were doing before you came to God. Because if you were truly touched by God, this is a question that will never be there with you.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. I
Thank
mean,
you.
it doesn't really make sense, but
It
I
doesn't
will.
make sense.
It
Okay.
doesn't make sense. No, because I feel I have been touched because I feel a
I
sense of
understand.
acceptance. I'm not questioning things much anymore. I'm not,
But
bothered about
do
things.
you value them?
I do. I do. I
If you
absolutely
value
do.
them, then continue to be with God. If you don't ask people what I should do.
Mm. Okay. Now that makes sense to me.
Okay.
That's a confusion that I should maybe not be so open to. So just one more thing, sir. I, for example, have a tremendous love towards nature. For example, I feel, and but then I feel that, oh, but this is form of creation and this is God, and I've started feeling
enjoy,
that if
enjoy nature. God has no problem.
okay. Then the other thing is you mentioned yoga, and I enjoy doing that. It's good for my body and my physical
Yes, you
space.
have to take care of your body. God has got nothing to do with. Again, not God is not against yoga, but God says your kriya yoga and all those things, they will not give you anything.
No,
But
just the physical.
if you
Yeah.
are doing any yoga just for the sake of your body, go ahead, continue. You have to take care of your body.
And the last thing I'm going to ask, and that's it, is in music, sometimes I really get lost in music, and sometimes the music seems to be related towards the deities, and unrealizingly you're listening to it and enjoying it. Does that mean you should, not? Is there a sense
Uh,
of
yeah, music will take you into the world of the deities, because unfortunately, every music today, unless you go to the West, is actually rooted within the deity world. So then again, you have to decide, do I wish to remain connected with God, or do I wish to remain connected with the king? Because you have only two choices in the end.
all right? Thank you so much. I appreciate your
Thank
answers. Thank you.
No, and one more thing, what I have understood, Pradipji, is that anything we are doing it for like, oh, I'll get better in this meditation, or better in spirituality, or better in this thing, then we are just being derailed. If we are just enjoying it means, like you said, that you do yoga, you call it yoga, you do call it exercise. We are just doing it for the body's maintenance. Since we are in the body, we are maintaining. And even like meditation, people say, how long you meditate? It doesn't matter. My eyes close, I just close it. I don't try to close eyes. I just close it close. That's all. So there is no thing that, oh, I will reach some place after this meditation, or I will reach some place after I do this. When there is no place to reach and nowhere to go, nothing to get, then I will just live. I mean, live and enjoy whatever is happening. Like in one of the talks, you said the minimalistic living, whatever you have, you live it with that, and enjoy what you have, or what you are, rather.
Yeah, for some people, minimalistic living will be just living within probably 10,000 rupees. And for some people,
Yeah,
minimalistic living could be living in a palace, because their storyline took them there.
true.
But there also, they are not really getting entangled with the palace, with the artifacts of the palace. They are
Right.
living a very minimalistic life. They are keeping their needs to the minimum. So
Yeah,
it is not always like you shun what life is giving you. No, you are exactly there, yet you are living to the least that you need to survive.
absolutely. It's all relative, actually.
It's
So
relative.
yeah. Yes, Kapila.
So I also got this book couple of
Okay.
months back, and I somehow connected very instantly. Dropped my head, connected with it 100%. But I talk very casually. I talk every time. I talk with your name as if I'm talking to Pradeep. Pradeep, what to do with this? I need awareness. I do use mantra a lot. May I have your grace, God? I've been talking about it, not exactly what this book is all about, but what is the mantra and how can we use it. But is that okay, Pradeepji? Because I talk as if you are just next to me, you are not higher to me. Is that the sometimes I feel like I don't know how to actually do this talking. So can you just
You are
help?
exactly doing the right thing.
Hmm.
Thank you. And I had
Don't change from there. Be there.
be there, and I have such beautiful realization, Pradeep. I can't tell you. So many things have changed in my life, that awareness, but you can't verbalize it. I can't share with anybody in the group, but there's beautiful changes. Thank you
Yes.
so much. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, Pradeep.
Yes, Priti.
Namaste, Pradip ji.
Namaste,
Good to see you back, Pathan, if you remember. That
Patan.
Shah Rukh Khan, in Pune when that workshop has been happened, GFT, and there you mentioned that the people who has done GFT with you right now, in these here, they all have that vehicle, and that the God is making that vehicle ready to go for the souls to the God again. So, is there now all these souls over here who are connected with you, who are listening to you? They are also ready, and the vehicle has been made, and the you have mentioned some bodies which are already has been taken away now from all of us, though we are not aware about
You
it.
are talking about a subject the others will have no idea.
Exactly. Just for my curiosity, I'm asking. I know others don't have any idea, but for my
But
curiosity,
okay,
I'm asking.
I'll briefly answer because I don't want to confuse them. Number one, yes, now all the humans who are sold humans, their bodies will all go back to God. Number two, most of the souls are going back to God. Some souls still want to remain and play the game of creation along with the king. How many? It is not yet decided. Number three, the bodies will go back only after the human dies. So God is saying, till you are alive, if you are not able to sort yourself out with other modalities, try me out. If your modalities give you better results, be with them. If they don't give you that much of results, give me a chance. And if I give you better results, continue with me. So this is very briefly.
Yes. So that has helped me a lot. When you said these words, I was like, okay, I'm happy what I'm doing right now, being with Manojji. And anyhow, my body has been taken away by God. Then why I have to worry about what it is and what I have to do? Let me enjoy this where I am in SSY, what I'm doing here. So actually,
No,
I'm
no,
enjoying my journey.
have full fun.
Yeah. So thank you. Manojji, I think it
No,
answers
no,
your.
no, don't get too serious in anything. That's all.
Exactly. No, that's why, because now it is, see, the choice, if
So
there is
many
any choice.
people, see, many people when I said I'm having in synergy with Pradip ji. So no, no, it's not synergy, it's interview. I said, okay, we're having interview with Pradip ji. So they said, why are you having so many people will leave and they will leave SSY and go? I said, it's beautiful. Wherever they are happy, they are happy. Finally, they need to be happy or peaceful or whatever you feel. Or your life is getting better. What more do you want? So just for everyone's information, I mean, Pradip ji is going to be, we'll put it on the chat. On 26th of this, January, he is going to be in Bombay at Ghatkopar. You can meet him there, probably, that he'll say. On 27th also, we have invited and he gracefully accepted invitation to our house, our little space in Shivaji Park. So in my house, I mean our ashram we call it or whatever. Okay. So there also, so of course you are welcome, and then we will share more details later on. So we can always write to me or Swati or team members. We'll have a gathering here also. And yeah, we have Varsha. I don't know. And I hear you have read Pradeep ji's book, or I don't know if you have.
Yeah, yeah, Manoj, this is Karthik here.
Ah, Karthik. Yes, but have you read the book or?
I haven't read Pradipji's book.
Okay,
I was going through the conversation, and
okay,
when yeah, I've gone through his website
okay.
in detail, and I have a question. So I was reading. I mean, I was hearing to Guruji's talks yesterday on the same topic, where he says that. God, when he becomes, knowable, he doesn't want to kind of stay. He doesn't want to be achievable or knowable, because as soon as he comes in front of people in the knowable form, people would not believe, and that is something which people like no that hidden thing is what people kind of no try to get hooked to, and they want to be in that unknown space. गेटिंग माई पॉइंट लाइक वो बोलते हैं ना कि पर्दा जब वो पर्दे के पीछे जब तक है तब तक वो सही है, क्योंकि जैसे ही पर्दा खुलता है तो लोगों का ऑटोमेटिकली जो है लोग का डाउट या लॉजिकल माइंड जो है वो शुरू होना शुरू हो जाता है कि यार ये सचमुच में भगवान ऐसे है, तो फिर जो है मैं इनको
What what's the
मेरा जो
question,
गोल है
Karthik?
वो अचीव हो गया. सो माई क्वेश्चन इज दैट नो आई मीन is about, again it's coming from a space of skepticism, right? Because you look like us, you have almost the same features. So so when you say that you are God, right? So I'm a skeptic. Let me be very very upfront and very like no very
But
straightforward,
is
and
that the issue? Is that
yeah
the
my yeah it's
issue
not the
here is,
issue.
Karthik, let me just come to the
Yeah.
point.
Yeah,
The point here is, if you have pain, if you have suffering, talk to the book and see if the book delivers anything worth delivering. It doesn't matter. I might be a charlatan. I might be fake. I might be speaking lies. I tell people, do not believe, because how can you believe me when you do not have the capacity to examine me? In order to believe me or not to believe me, you need to have the capacity to examine me. And that is what you don't have. So why go in that direction? What is more important is your own relief, if at all you need relief. If you don't need relief, well, you don't need the book, you don't need me, you don't need this talk.
But anyway, he will go back to God.
And anyway, he will go back. And he doesn't have to believe in that.
right. 100%. But
And
No,
I really admire Pradeep ji that
no,
no
Karthik, just get
yeah,
the point. Just see if it is your last birth. There are two, like in the Western world, last birth, and in the Eastern world, it's not a last birth. But in the Western world, last birth, let me have as much as possible, or let me cover all my desires in this one life. Or if it is really your last birth from the Eastern point of view, okay, then I think lots of thing drops. I mean, then why fight over this and why argue and why debate and why this? If you're from the Eastern world and you get this thing of last birth, then what more you want? I think it's a great boon. It's a great gift.
absolutely.
Just receive it and do the pranam. That's it.
No, दिल से pranam. No doubts in that.
That's
That
right.
is something that comes from the culture. This is just for the sake of discussion only. Like
No, no, but
nothing.
now time. I'm not. The time is gone further than what we have told. Okay, so
thank you.
yeah. And Varsha, you have this. You will take your last question, but I assume you have heard Guruji, no, Pradipji. Okay, she's not there.
Varshava? Okay. She's
Yeah, she is busy. All right. So, Pratik, yes, Pratik,
Acha,
you are very
he is
much.
online.
Yeah, yeah.
Pradipji,
Pratik,
just one question, I think,
yes, yes,
just on the songs. You said I do keep learning rags and learn the Bollywood music songs basically. That is okay, right? Does that connect with King?
yes.
Everything is okay. In the place where I am, there is nothing wrong. Being with the king is perfect. Only if you find being with God little more valuable, little more interesting, then only come to God. Otherwise, no human needs to come to God.
No, that's true. So my path always has been to. I've already, left the religious part, spiritual part, and all that. But I always and ask Bhakti that whether this learning songs and learning rags, so Harikama Padanisa and learning
You see,
songs, are they okay to?
normally songs are not connecting you with the king till
Correct.
it becomes devotional, till it
True.
becomes
True.
connected with certain deities.
Correct. Correct. I don't listen to any deity song or wherever there's
Yeah, then
any.
it
Yeah.
doesn't disconnect you from God.
Okay. Okay. That was the question.
No,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
and
Thank you.
Pratik, I listen to everything, even after being with Pradeep ji or like that. But I connect to the source. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
In
No
my
problem.
this thing, it's the source of the source of the source. That's all I tell people because that is where because I don't know. I really don't know. And like Pradeep ji said, we don't know. And He says, so I think, who's the source? Whoever the source is. But the source, that end point or the starting point is where we connect. I feel that way. Anything you can share, Pradipji, on that? Just the source. And I got this word source about 2.5 years, 3 years back. That please, by Guruji only, please use the word source. I mean, I don't know. This was very. I mean, today I heard from Pradipji, so it is so beautiful to get that.
So it's like this, that we think there are many sources. For some people, the source ends with the fourth dimension. We are in the third dimension. In the fourth dimension, what the source ends with is, they are saying Kuldevi, Gamdevi, all these are ultimate in our life. We will only worship them. For some, the source goes to the fifth dimension. What is the fifth dimension? All the enlightened masters go there. For them, that becomes their source. Now, if you go into Jainism, they say that is the source. If you go into Buddhism, Buddhism says, no, I don't believe in Atma, but actually they are believing in the spirit. So basically, you have to, if you deny Atma, you have to come to the spirit, because without the spirit, you cannot even have a world which is impermanent. In order to have a world that is impermanent, you need also a source there. So Buddha is coming up to that point. Actually, we still don't know whether Buddha believed in Atma or not, because 3,500 years or whatever that period be, everything gets distorted. So we do not go into that. But for some, that is the end. For some, it is Shiva and all these things. Shiva comes from the 10th dimension. So, no, Shiva comes from the 11th dimension. So ultimately, Shiva is there. Now, Krishna and, Vishnu, Krishna, they all come from the 10th dimension, 9th dimension, 8th dimension. So they are all down. But we don't go into all those things. This is just God once showed me, told me, and just to give me some clarity, I'm just saying. So when you say source, what? As far as this universe is concerned, source is the king. As far as this universe is concerned, whatever you called consciousness, there is no consciousness. Mind is the source. Matrix is the source. Brahman is the source. So this is what is source. But when you say ultimate source, the ultimate one, suddenly this source cannot withstand that. It has projected itself to be ultimate, but it knows it has lied to the humans. And because it has lied, and now the human says, I only choose the ultimate, this one cannot withstand the ultimate that the human is choosing. So the human would be very intelligent not to go into all these things called Atman, Brahman, soul, this, that. If just it says, whatever is ultimate, I am choosing that, and anything in between, I am discarding, you will actually get discarded from the king, and you will get discarded from everything that you are doing as a part of your spiritual practice, as a part of your religious practice, as a part of your any other practice, for the simple reason it was the interim sources that gave you all these things.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Last question of mine is, have you seen the movie Matrix?
Yeah, what is the question?
No, no. Have you seen the movie Matrix?
I've seen. So what is it you want to ask
No,
about?
no, no. Because I didn't understand. I saw it 2, 3 times. I couldn't understand it myself. So,
Matrix just says, basically, what is it that Matrix is saying? It says that there is someone feeding on the humans. Okay. Now, what is feeding on the humans? They say it is the machine world that is feeding on the humans. Why did they use the word machine world? Basically, anything which is non-sold are machines. So when I say it is the non-sold humans who are currently ruling this world, 50% of the human population is non-sold. I'm actually referring to the machine world. These humans are machines. And because they are machines, they are outstanding in everything that they do, including music, including creation, including painting, and including business and science and anything else in that realm. They're outstanding. Why are they outstanding? Because they're machines. But all the souled beings, they are not outstanding. Most of them are very mediocre. They can barely survive. They can barely make their ends meet. They are barely able to somehow just take care of their needs. So the souled beings don't go much in the much rise in this world unless the storyline pushes them up. So, soul beings are the ones who are remaining with their feelings. And in being feeling centric, they are not able to be performers like the machines are. So,
Mhm.
in order to perform, you have the whole corporate world is a machine world. And in order to rise in the corporate world, you have to be a machine. You cannot be run by your feelings. So, that is what is the understanding of matrix.
Okay.
In that
All
case, I want to add Manojji, Pradipji, I was guided to see one movie, Transformer 1.
Yeah.
Whatever you are saying, it was actually shown in that movie. And I saw it, I think, 4 months back. And I was
Okay.
amazed how this book guided me to see that movie. And I'm not a Transformer fan at all. I was in Australia, my son took me, and I was like, what is this? And I, to everybody who's watching this program today, please watch Transformer 1, and I'll try to
Okay.
send the link to your team also. It was exactly the replica of what you share on your podcast. It was so
Okay.
good. Yeah.
Now people will say, you must have seen the Hollywood movies.
No, 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 no,
Well,
no.
no, no, they are saying already. Well, whatever you're saying is already in the Hollywood. And you're copying from there and telling us. I said, yeah, enjoy what I'm telling you. And if you're getting bored, zone out.
This came 5 months back only. It was released in January only, this January
Okay.
2024. So it's not a very old movie, right?
Okay.
Thank you.